Hey, what's up? This is Reed, and this is the Arlo Ultra review. I had my doubts about the Arlo Ultra because of its rocky start with software issues, but since then they have had time to update things and I've been pleasantly surprised on how well things are working. Once you know some important tips. There are still a few possible deal breakers which I'll go over, as well as its new features like 4K, wider viewing angle, and HDR. I'll also compare it against the Arlo Pro 2 to see if it's worth the higher price. Arlo sent us the Ultra for an unbiased review, and check out our full article where we compare the specs of the Arlo Pro and Ultra cameras. First, comparing the Ultra's 4K to the Pro 2's 1080p. If you're thinking about upgrading to the Ultra, you're probably wanting to see some details like a license plate or a face from far away. I'm going to use this license plate that I found in Australia, so let's see how far back I can go and still be able to read it. So with the Pro 2, I can only go back about 20 feet where the license plate starts to get a little fuzzy. Once you're about 30 or 40 feet back, there's no way you'll be able to make out a license plate and everything's pretty blurry. Whereas the Arlo Ultra, 20 feet back, everything's really clear. 30 feet back, it's still clear, and 40 feet back, you can still read the license plate. I'm pulling this 4K footage off the micro SD card in the Smart Hub, and some people reported that their footage doesn't look as clear as this. I'm going to get to that when I talk about cloud recording. Next is the HDR, and this is going to help if your face is in the shadow where it's bright behind you. And as you can see, the Arlo Pro 2, it's difficult to make out the details of my face, whereas the Arlo Ultra, there's a lot more details with my face, and even though it's still bright in the background. So it does make quite a bit of difference using the HDR. Now let's look at night vision. The Arlo Pro 2's night vision is really bright, but it's not as good as the Arlo Ultra's because the Arlo Ultra has a little spotlight which makes it use color instead of just the black and white. And with that, you can see a lot more details of my face. And when I'm further back, you can still make out my face, which you can't do with the Arlo Pro 2. The Ultra has a 180-degree viewing angle, which makes a huge difference, especially when you put it somewhere like we have it in our front yard above our driveway. We can see our entire front of our house. If I'm on one side of the front yard or on the complete opposite, you can still see me. Compare that with the Arlo Pro 2. It only has a 130-degree viewing angle, so you're going to miss quite a bit. This makes a big difference because you're not going to be able to see things like if we have it in our backyard, like I'm standing over to the side and you can't see me in the Arlo Pro 2, but you can in the Ultra. The wider viewing angle isn't going to help if it's above your front door and you have walls on the side like ours. So you want to put it in a space where you can utilize it the most. If you're thinking, wow, the Arlo Ultra is so much better than the Arlo Pro 2, I want to buy that. Hold on, there might be some possible deal breakers that you might want to hear. First, if you own an Arlo Pro or a Pro 2 and you want to add on the Ultra as an add-on camera, you can't because it's not backwards compatible with the Arlo Pro's base station, which is a bummer because you have to buy the Arlo Ultra kit, which makes it cost even more money to start using the Arlo Ultra. Also, if you want to move over your Arlo Pro cameras to the Smart Hub with the Ultra, you can't just push a button and switch it over. You have to manually delete the cameras and re-add them to the Smart Hub. It's annoying that you have to have two hubs or manually move over the devices. One last possible deal breaker with the Ultra is that it's not compatible with SmartThings right now. It might be in the future, but who knows? If you don't care about those hurdles, there's more you need to know about the Ultra. With cloud storage on the Ultra, it gets a little confusing. When you purchase the Ultra, you get a free year of Arlo Smart Premier, which means you get 1080p cloud storage on the Ultra, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the Ultra is 4K, and so a lot of people were confused when they're downloading their recordings or viewing them that it's not as clear, and it's because it's 1080p. So you have to pay $2 a month extra, which is buried deep in the subscription settings, and it's kind of hard to find. So once you pay that $2 extra a month, you can have 4K cloud recording. Or you can record 4K footage to the micro SD card on the base station, and you can access that later in the year on the app. But right now you have to eject the micro SD card to view that footage. The Ultra has a siren built in, and it's really not scary. It's not loud, it's a deep noise, and it's not going to scare anyone away. And the Smart Hub with the Ultra doesn't have a siren built in like the Arlo Pro's does, and that siren is super loud. It's high pitch, and I can't even be in the same room when it's going off. That's definitely going to scare people away. The Arlo Ultra has improved audio, and it sounds really clear. This is sound coming from the Arlo Ultra speaker, and it doesn't cut out like it does in the Arlo Pro 2.
Sound from Arlo Pro 2.
Couple quick things about the Ultra's Smart Hub. Like I mentioned, it has a micro SD card for local storage. It's also compatible with Z-Wave and Zigbee, so you'll be able to connect those devices later this year. The Smart Hub is supposed to give better battery life to the cameras, so I guess we'll see over time, so subscribe to the channel to see updates on that. The Ultra also has person tracking, which lowers it to 1080p, so I just don't even recommend doing this. They also updated the power cable to the Ultra, which makes it more waterproof, so that's an improvement. The battery sizes are different from the Arlo Pro, so if you bought extra batteries for the Arlo Pro, they're not going to work in the Ultra. And HomeKit will come out later this year. Who knows whenever that's going to happen. Overall, I'm pretty surprised on how well the Ultra did compared to the Arlo Pro 2. The HDR footage on it worked a lot better than I expected. You can see faces and license plates from far away, and the night vision works a lot better. So if you want all those features in a wireless camera, then the Ultra could be a good camera for you. If you want to see more Arlo Ultra videos, I recommend checking out the YouTube channel Steve Does. He covers the Arlo Ultra, as well as some other smart home videos. So go subscribe to him if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Next time on Smart Home Solver, I wonder if my neighbors think I'm practicing taking a mugshot out in the front yard.